Greetings, it is I, Dracovin, Lord and Emperor of the Dracovin Empire, and welcome. It is time to continue my discussion on the Pathfinder role-playing game system. When we last left off, we were talking about magic items, and started talking about intelligent magic items. Let's talk about creating an intelligent magic item. That's the big thing we're going to go over today. So, there's some basic guidelines you're going to want to follow when making your own intelligent magic item. First off, it's going to have some kind of alignment. It's going to have some kind of ability scores. It's going to have a language, it's going to have senses, and it's going to have, at the very least, one special power that it's going to have. Might even have some kind of special purpose to it. That's also an option to it. Regardless of all these abilities, each of them is going to basically be chosen in the creation of the magic item itself. When you're getting a magic item, you're creating it, it is intelligence, you're basically adding this all together to design it. A lot of these things add to the ego score of the item, but also add to the cost. The base cost for a magic item to be intelligent, 500. Any other kind of special ability will increase this base cost. So the total cost of an intelligent magic item is 500, plus every ability that is adding price to it, then added to the base price of whatever magic item, magic weapon it is. So not only do you have to purchase the actual item, you have to purchase the 500, purchase everything else that has a cost to it to enhance and build this intelligent magic item. So the price can get very high, astronomically high. It can just keep increasing depending on whatever is on here, depending on how powerful the intelligent part of the intelligent magic item is. Now a magic item will have an alignment. This alignment should reflect its abilities and should reflect basically the purpose of the magic item. So effectively, whatever its alignment is should reflect the rest of its abilities. It should match with it. Now, alignment matters for a magic item because if a person that does not match the magic item picks it up, they get one negative level. A negative level that they cannot heal as long as they're holding this. As soon as they get rid of it, they get their negative level back. But no magic can remove this negative level while you're holding a magic item that does not match your alignment. This is in addition to any penalties you might not be for proficiency with whatever item or the ability to use whatever item. That's beyond that. Now, ego score affects this. If this item has an ego score of 20 to 29, 2 negative levels. 30 plus, 3 negative levels to hold this thing. Because ego often represents power. Another important thing to mention about here. Ego often does that. But, magic item, it's got your alignment. Now your magic item will have its 3 ability scores. Intelligence, wisdom, charisma. Each of these starts at a base of 10. They have a cost, money-wise, in order to decrease it up to its maximum, which is 20. 20 is the maximum for any of these 3. Of course, as you go up, ego also goes up. Also, modifiers go up, and, it could have 3 straight 20s, but it's going to be expensive to have, and it's going to have a lot of ego from having that. But it could. Now, magic item will have languages. It's going to at least have common, and then it will have 1 language for each point of modifier it has in intelligence. So, from 0 to 5 more languages. Now, the fact is, if it doesn't speak, it's not going to speak that language. But at very least, it will be able to read and understand this language that it has. Even if it can't speak, it can at least understand what you're saying to it. Which leads it into our senses. Traditionally, a magic item that is intelligent has senses of sight and hearing 30 feet from it. Now, at very least, it has the ability to communicate with whoever's holding it through empathy, basically giving an idea of it should do this, it shouldn't do that, favor this, disfavor that. That's the basic, always connection that one of these things will have the ability to do, at very least. But for additional costs, you can get additional things. For one thing, you can increase the area its senses go to. It's 30 now, it could have larger senses. It, of course, could communicate in different ways. Not just empathy, but it could actually have language. It could speak to you. So it would speak to you, or it could have telepathy. As long as you're holding it, it speaks in your mind regardless of language. Or it could have other senses also. That you could have things like dark vision, blind sight, other kind of senses that you might not have, your sword or other magic item might have instead of you. Now, oftentimes, magic items, they're going to at least have 1, maybe more, special powers. Now, there is a list of special powers in the book you can look at, which you can use. You can use them as an example. You could roll for them. Whatever. You can choose your own. You can do anything here, but it's going to at least have 1 special power, maybe even more. Another fact about these special powers is it's going to use a caster level, if a caster level comes up, equivalent to whatever the caster level for this entire magic item / magic intelligent item is. And also it will use the highest mental ability score of the 3 mental ability scores your magic item has. So that means if it's got 20 and 2 10s, it's going to use that 20, that +5 modifier, for its DCs for whatever abilities it has. Because it's going to use those. Now, it requires some kind of, you're going to have to hold on to it, kind of connect with it. You're going to have to concentrate on it, so it's a standard action for you as the wielder of this intelligent magic item to use its powers. So you're going to have to kind of like, yes, ooh, psh, ooh, do that thing. But you don't provoke an attack of opportunity from doing that. Now, some, but not all magic items have a special purpose. Their special purpose will be something that was reflected upon their abilities, their alignment, basically their little bit of their history. It's basically going to say, I, as a magic item, I'm good with doing this. List of suggestions in the book, you can listen to them do something else. It's important to note, though, let's say, like, your sword wants to kill our arcane spellcasters. It doesn't mean it's going to try to convince you to murder that guy over there or that guy over there. It won't want you to do stuff to maybe destabilize that college of spellcasters so no one else can learn the abilities. Regardless, though, it also could maybe be like if it's defending one type of race and you're a member of that race, it's not just defending you, it's affecting a lot of people. Magic items with a purpose don't tend to have a level of self-preservation, though. They kind of push themselves forward and oftentimes push their people forward to do what they want. Now, if it has a special purpose, it increases the item's ego by 2. If you are not going along with that special purpose and resisting it, the item's ego increases by 4 until you agree to help it out on its special purpose. And this is a 4 beyond the 2 you already have for just having a special purpose. So if you're resisting it, that's technically 6 higher than if it was a magic item without, intelligent magic item without a special purpose. So that's it for today. I talked about the basics of making your own intelligent magic items. But granted, most unlikely players aren't going to do this process. NPCs are going to create this, but this is a way that you as a game master can basically design intelligent magic items and then assign a price point to it if a price point comes up, or at least getting a general idea if it's power. Because price oftentimes represents power to a degree too, so if it's very expensive, it's usually very potent. And then regardless, I went over all the rules of designing it, from the important things that you're going to put, its alignment, its ability scores, languages, senses, powers, if it has a purpose. In the next episode, we're going to finish up intelligent items with ego. We're going to talk about what that ego score we've been discussing for the past 2 weeks actually means. And then we're going to move into cursed items. Oh, cursed items. Magic items that do bad stuff to you and are hard to get rid of. But if you have any questions, comments, anything you would say, anything you think I left out, please leave in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. It should support the channel, the empire, the work I do. If you want to show some extra support, you can always check out my Patreon, link in the description below. I got some great rewards there. It helps to improve and to make the channel better overall. But regardless, until the next time, I bid you farewell.